On this 17th Nintendo Switch hauled episode, we're checking out a new magnetic carrying case, an epic adapter, a few new awesome controllers, and much more, each in 1 minute or less. This is Sergio AM. Welcome to It Came From a Box. This massively tiny controller is 8BitDo's Micro Gamepad for the Switch, and it lives between their Light 2 and Zero 2. You can get it in either blue or this green. It weighs next to nothing, and it's about 2.5 inches in size. As for features, it's multi-platform compatible, it's wireless with a 10-hour battery that charges via USB-C, but you can also use it wired. On top of that, it also works with their Ultimate software, where you can remap just about every button on here, along with keyboard inputs for Android and iOS that you can get creative with. Now at this size, it doesn't have motion controls or rumble, and no, it can't wake the Switch, but it does come with a silicone lanyard. That's just a bit too small for me. On here, we have 16 inputs that include all our basic buttons, which feel high quality and clicky, and we have an accurate D-pad, but no analog sticks, so this is mostly aimed towards 2D games. In my big hands, yes, it's cramped, but it works well, and it's best to see it as an adorable backup controller that you can keep in your Switch kit. This is NYXI's Wizard Joypad for the Switch. It's a very wide GameCube-inspired controller that you can use as a gamepad or attach to the Switch in handheld mode. Build quality is good, but it has that hollow, plasticky feel. They're wireless with an 8.5-hour battery that charges via USB-C. They have sensitive motion controls, adjustable rumble, illuminated buttons that you can toggle off, and it can also wake the Switch. Now, each joypad has their own turbo function with auto fire, remappable back buttons that you can use with their macro function, and each has a set of LED indicators. As for inputs, we have drift-free Hall effect thumbsticks, and it comes with 2 sets of swappable octagonal and round gates. Next, a clicky button-style D-pad that's not the best, squishy face buttons in that GameCube layout, and tactile shoulder buttons and curvy triggers. Overall, it's an awesome take on a modern Wavebird that works great for Smash and just about any other game, and if you want to take it on the go, they also have a custom carrying case for it. This is the SuperPack by RetroFlag, and with it, you can use an Xbox Series controller with the Switch, PC, and Steam Deck, along with a few other features. It comes with a rechargeable 8-hour battery, and the SuperPack connects to the USB-C port. On it, we have function and charging LEDs, pass-through USB-C for charging, pairing and function buttons, 2 remappable paddles, and the mode switch. In the center position, it works as it normally does on the Xbox. The X is for PC and Steam Deck, and the S is for the Switch. Once paired, it can wake the console, and it just works. But I'd suggest remapping the face buttons to match the in-game inputs to avoid confusion. With the SuperPack, rumble still works, and it even has motion controls, but there's also an adjustable turbo function with auto fire, along with macro recording that you can assign to the paddles. Now it goes further with their Keylinker app, which you can use to remap the paddles and adjust settings, but sadly I couldn't get it to work. Might just be me, but regardless, even with just the features that don't require the app, I still think it's worth it. WaterField Designs, makers of our favorite handcrafted Nintendo Switch cases, is back with their new magnetic case. Like all their bags, it's really well made with durable ballistic nylon, and it's available in 7 colors. I went with the full grain chocolate leather that's worn to give you that unique look, so don't worry, you can be rough with it. Up top, we have loops on each side to use with either a strap, lanyard, or carabiner. Down the middle, we have that magnetic clasp that's strong enough to keep it closed when traveling, and with it, you can even toss a charging cable in here to charge the Switch on the go. The case opens wide, and in here we have their plush liner along with these 2 screen protecting cushions which give the analog sticks room to breathe, and there are also pockets with enough space for a few games or a charging cable, but anything larger will make for a tight fit. Speaking of which, sadly it's not big enough to fit with a bulky case attached. Well, I guess it sort of is if you don't want to close it completely. Regardless, it's still top notch, and it's one of the classiest protective cases we've come across. If you want a way to use your Joy-Cons together but don't want to take a large grip on the go, check out this foldable Joy-Con grip by imPoi and NuPhy. The idea is simple. It's pretty much 2 Joy-Con straps combined with a hinge. It's well made with this smoky transparent shell, and both sides have pass-through LED indicators. To use it, you just slide the Joy-Cons into the corresponding rails until they click in. Then you can angle it to whatever suits you best, and it stays in place thanks to that friction hinge. I know it doesn't seem like a huge deal, but as you can see, the slight change in angle helps align your wrists with your arms, which really helps with fatigue when playing for hours on end. but they don't make the Joy-Cons feel any more ergonomic, which is why they also include 2 Joy-Con sleeves with grips to help with that. Overall, it's a useful gadget to keep in your Switch kit, but I do wish they went further, maybe by adding charging and making them detachable. 8BitDo has retrofied their already retro SN30 Pro, now in this awesome transparent crystal purple and jade green. Quick recap, it's an SNES-inspired gamepad that keeps that classic layout with one of our favorite D-pads, responsive face buttons, rubbery select and start buttons, rounded shoulder buttons, along with a few modern upgrades such as elongated curved triggers, symmetrical analog sticks, and home and screenshot buttons. Like most 8BitDo controllers, it's multi-platform compatible, it's wireless with a 16-hour battery that charges via USB-C, but it can also be used wired. It also has motion controls, rumble that you can actually see through the shell, and a turbo function for all platforms except the Switch, since that button is used for capture. Bummer. And because you're all wondering, no, it sadly does not wake the Switch. So if you're on the hunt for a portable gamepad that looks amazing, tackles the essentials well, and works great for both retro and modern games, look no further than the SN30 Pro. This is RetroFlag's handheld controller for both the original and OLED version of the Switch. It has a GameCube-inspired design with things like a C-stick and colorized buttons in this retro transparent purple shell, and build quality is fantastic. On the left, we have a large analog stick and D-pad, both which work well. To the right, big face buttons and that analog stick nub. Up top, we have thick shoulder buttons and slightly curved triggers, and all our other miscellaneous buttons too. As for features, it has rumble, motion controls, it's using GuliKit's Hall effect joysticks to prevent drift. It has a turbo mode with auto fire, and it also has a button swap function, but you're better off using the console's remapping feature. The middle is softly lined and the console glides right in with a secure fit. It connects via USB-C and has a pass-through port so you can still charge it, but no, it's not dock compatible. In hand, thanks to those curvy ergonomic grips, it feels amazing, and the button layout is just right, which makes it a blast to use. To keep it simple, it's one of the best handheld upgrades we've tested. This is tomtoc's AO5 sling bag for the Nintendo Switch from their Arccos line. It's got a slick, minimal design and it's really well made with durable materials that include a water-resistant 840D polyester. To carry it, we have a strap on the back, then 2 loops for the included sling strap, and there's another strap on the front that you can attach things to or use it to hold it when opening. On the front, we have a thin magnetic pocket that I wish was enclosed to keep out the rain, and it's for small things you need quick access to like your phone. Then we have the main compartment which can fold over, and in here we have a large open area for bulkier items. Past this Velcro strap, we have a slot for the removable soft-lined 10 game card holder. Then we have this origami-style divider which keeps the Switch pushed up against the soft padded back, and it bends on the sides to create space for the analog sticks. Very handy, and it's roomy enough for the Switch along with a case or split pad compact attached, but nothing bigger. Overall, it's a solid EDC sling to carry the Switch along with a few accessories. If you're looking for a way to keep your Pro controller along with an extra pair of Joy-Cons charged and ready to use, check out PowerA's latest edition of their controller charging base. The design is slick with this hourglass shape and a good weight to it. It has a short 3-foot charging cable, so you're best keeping it plugged into the dock. On the front, we have the charging indicator LEDs for each controller. Underneath, we have 4 rubber feet to keep it in place, along with a USB-C magnetic adapter for the controller. It's low profile, and it's also compatible with their nano and enhanced gamepads, but it should work with just about any controller as long as they charge via USB-C from the top. Once connected, you place the controller on this ramp, which drops it in and magnetically attaches to that charging contact. Finally, the Joy-Cons slide right in at the back, and there you go. It's a simple way to keep your controllers organized and topped off for the next game. There's tons of Nintendo Switch game card cases out there, but none of which can be worn on your wrist. Yeah. And that's where Cover Lover's game card wristband comes into play. It's a silicone wristband available in 4 colors that can hold up to 3 game cards. You gotta sort of work them in by stretching out the silicone one corner at a time, but in here, the slots have a thick edge to keep them securely in place, and they're not going anywhere. The strap fits securely on my big wrists, but they may be too big for kids. Now, as someone who believes he's an adult, it's not really something I'd wear out and about, but there's something here. Like, it's odd, it's quirky, but I'd love to see this concept on a smartwatch strap where it adds to that experience. Regardless, as they state, it definitely makes for a unique conversation piece, and yes, you can also use it on your ankle for concealed carry. And that's a wrap on another 10. So now I'll hand it off to you guys. Let me know what you loved, what you didn't, and let's talk in the comments. Also, if you're looking to pick up anything featured in this video and want to support us at the same time, please check out the affiliate links down in the description below. Once again, this is Sergio IM. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you for the next box.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to help us out, you can do so by clicking that thumbs up button. And while you're at it, why not subscribe for more content? It's free. We also love to hear you out, so please leave a comment down below or talk with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm Sergio IM, and I'll see you for the next box.